click the button.
There we go.
That took a little bit.
Friends. That took like 20 minutes to load. I'm just saying.
It took a long time. Ray clicks the button and we're both just like,
here we go. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Drop-In, where the Teach Better team is live every single morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. It is Monday, October 18th. I almost said 16th. We're kind of like needing to restart this whole morning. I'm not sure if anybody else, Bueller, needs to kind of restart. It is 6:06 Central Time, it's 6:02 Central Time, 7:02 Central Time. I'm going to click the button for a commercial, and we're going to restart this show 1,000% over. So if you could just like hold your breath for 27 seconds, we're going to do a little da-da-da-da-da, and we'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Teach Better Team's Daily Drop-In, very serious morning show. We are thrilled to be here bright and early. Jeff Gargis is in the house, and we are sipping on coffee and having a wonderful morning. How are you, Jeff?
That was so much better.
Do you think that means
that was totally you did a really great whatever you do. And I just ruined it. That was a great restart. Well done.
I was trying to, bring it all in and be very serious and calming.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That was good. I'm very proud of you right now.
Yeah, if you're tuning in right now, I'm gonna go with I just had like a hot mess express on camera for about a minute and a half, and then I just clicked the button and we're starting over. So good morning to all of you. Jeff, I don't know if those mistakes mean it's going to be a really great show or a terrible show, but
I think
it's either going to be one or the other.
I think it's a clear sign it's going to be a show.
It's going to be a show.
Like today's going to be Monday.
Guys, I have a feeling you're going to need like a half a cup more of coffee this morning than you usually would be drinking. That's all I'm saying.
Or if you have the ability to do it, just get an extra shot. Like if you normally get 3 shots of espresso and you get a fourth.
And if you're not somebody who drinks coffee, good for you.
Drink vodka.
No.
It's Monday morning.
I'm thinking have a bite of a coffee cake. Trust me, everyone's gonna need a little bit of a pick me up. Or
at least the chocolate covered coffee beans.
Oh my God, I have not had those in forever.
That's one of the things. So in a past life, I managed a Caribou coffee, and that is the thing I missed most. Well, that and all the free milk, but like free coffee. Well, I didn't like coffee back then, but we called them they're called Caribou drop-ins or something something silly. But there was chocolate covered coffee beans, and you just it was good.
I'm going to find a chocolate covered coffee bean. I have not had those in ages, and I love chewing on those.
Someone in the comments let us know. I think Starbucks has those. They're own. I don't think all of them have them all the time, but I believe they have them.
Okay, but spoiler alert, I wasn't going to Starbucks today. I was going to go to the other coffee shop. So now this really changes my decisions.
So does your other coffee shop do things like mochas and such?
Yeah.
So just get a cup. Say, hey, can you put 10 coffee beans in here, and then you just 3 pumps of the mocha syrup on there? That'd be great. And then just mix it up with a spoon, and it's kind of not at all the same thing.
I feel like I was almost with you, and then I imagined having asked for that and realized that they're gonna think I'm an idiot.
I guarantee. Okay, let me just do a. Is this a PSA? Just so everyone feels better about themselves. There is nothing you can ask for that a barista at a coffee shop has not heard before.
Okay, I want you to know that
baristas have heard everything that you can imagine that is just ridiculous, stupid, silly, whatever. They've heard it all.
Okay, I had a really
hard sort of like a teacher.
I had a hard question for you, Jeff, but now I feel like we should focus on this for a little bit. So
I'm really pretty sure we're here.
Tell me more about that. So you're telling me a barista has heard everything I'm going to ask for.
Well, maybe not your exact thing, but they've heard so many weird like requests, like and just things that you're like, well, that's not right. Like like a large strawberry mocha or strawberry cherry, whatever it was, cherry mocha with 4 extra shots of espresso, which already has 3, so that's 7 shots of espresso, and 6 extra pumps of the sauce, which it already had 4 or something like that. Basically, what happens is like there actually is like there's no room in a cup, and there's no. It just like seems like that. Like people who are just like crazy, right? So and then people are asking for like random stuff, like the coffee beans covered in thing. Now the request that I got was actually a cup full. They wanted a cup of the mocha sauce, and they were dumping their chocolate covered beans in there and mix up, which is actually a little different, but that's what they were doing. That's where that idea came from. Actual request.
An actual request.
Actual request.
You know, I like that you compared it to teachers because I believe.
Well, the teachers have heard every story in the world.
Like, they've heard everything in the world, and in the comments right now, I'd love for you. Like, there's this Okay, Jeff, I'm really not cool enough, but there's like this TikTok thing / I watch on Instagram, whatever, where they say things that can also be said in 2 separate instances. And so situations like sentences that can be said in the classroom and also like at the dinner table, or what can be said like in the classroom and also in line for coffee. Anyway, I would love to hear the most ridiculous sentence a student has said in your classroom.
Oh, I like that. See, like baristas and same thing with like, and you could do this. This is most like nurses the same way, and teachers. It's not that they've heard everything. It's that they've heard so many things that most things are not going to shock them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you've dealt with so many situations where like, yeah, that didn't actually happen. That like nothing really surprises you. Like,
Well, I'm just saying, I want you to think of like a sentence in the comments. We want to see them. A sentence that, or like a situation that you've seen in your classroom that you're like, yeah, because I'm a teacher, this was a normal thing. I accepted this. It wasn't weird. It's like when a student comes up and they're like, hey, mom. And you're like, that's not right. But okay. Okay, I had another question for you, but I also like didn't ask how you were. Like this show's all messed up, and we're like 9 minutes in. I don't know.
It's almost up. Like it's almost what?
It's just almost all messed up. It's all.
Oh, it's all. I thought you said it's almost up. Like we're already done. Like we're only 9 minutes in. We have 51 minutes left. You mean it's all messed up? Well, Brad's here now, so like everything's okay.
I know. Good morning, everyone in the shop in the comments. We have Joe Gonzalez. We have Adam, Sandra. Spoiler alert, Jeff. I was texting Adam, trying to figure out all of our like Teach Better friends locations, how they're going to be driving to the secret location of the Teach Better conference. And I was map questing like everyone's location, not map questing because that doesn't exist anymore.
I was just about to stop everything for a second. I'm like, you still map quest?
Anyway, I was asking.
Is that via MySpace or like?
I was asking Adam where he lived because I was like, Adam, you have to be at the conference. And he's like, I believe, and I'm not spoiling anything. He's like, I believe I live very close to the conference location. And then I looked and I'm like, yeah, you're no fun to like Google.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna like get up and walk outside.
I know, but I'm not
trying to walk a little bit further than that, but you know what I mean.
I'm not trying to give spoilers. I'm just trying to say, yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, I have a really big question that can I get to it, please? Like
we're just following your lead right now, which is, if I'm being completely honest, from a place of love, kind of all over the place.
I'm so sorry.
You're like the leader when they're like, in the movies where they're coming, like, do as I do, or like walk this way, and like everyone follows like exactly how they do. So when they stumble, like everyone stumbles, and like you're that. And we're just like, well, what do we do, right? Like.
Guys,
I'm standing up for this so I can do stuff like that.
Happy Monday to all of you here. We're thrilled. You're going to have a wonderful Monday. We are into shenanigans. Jeff, I really want to ask you about your weekend, but I have a question that I'm not waiting any longer to ask. So.
Can we put Sandra's quote on there? Because that was she followed the cue. That's the sentence.
And he says, if you're not dead when I grow up, I'll buy you a present.
But I love that Sandra also wanted to make sure we were aware that was part of her ridiculous sentence. That wasn't just her randomly comments in that. Sandra, I hope that if I'm not dead when you grow up, you buy me a present. That would be great. That was good.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm sorry. Take us where you're going to go. I just couldn't pass that up.
Okay, this is another question for the comments. So I don't care how sleepy you are. We have our whole network with us right now. I see you. We can see who's viewing, and I see you up there in the corner, how many people are viewing right now. I need your help. And this is all I need. It's going to be 2 clicks and then an enter button to post your comment. 2 clicks. That's all I need. Actually, technically, it could be 1 click, depending on the kind of person you are. Probably not 3 clicks. That would be a little weird. Here we go. In the comments. And then in Jeff Gargas, I need you to tell me, what temperature does it get in your house that has you turn on the heat? Because here's the deal. I don't know the answer to this. I've been a homeowner for many years. I recently moved, and in the space I live now, it has been like perfect weather for the last 2 weeks. I turned off my AC. Doors are open, windows are open. It's such a blessing, right? This morning, kind of chilly. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm a fan. I got slippers on, all good things, but kind of chilly. So I was thinking, I think I'm not going to turn on my heat. It's not supposed to it's supposed to be nice today, whatever. But that kind of leads me to believe that in a few days, in a few weeks, it could be cold enough that me leaving my house all bundled up, my dogs might be frustrated. They might want some heat in the house. So what temperature?
First off, congrats to Brad who did the conversion, because otherwise he'd be dead. I don't know the answer to that because I don't control that at our house.
Okay, tell me more about that, and then we'll get to these comments because we got a lot. So nice job, guys. Keep sending them.
So Amy has her methods of how we set that and how we do that. She utilizes our windows and the drafts and to make it so that so in the early spring she will work those our windows and the drafts and stuff like that through our house, and we have a 3-season room, like a covered porch that when it's hot out acts as like a built-on heater, and when it's cold can do the same too with with windows all around and stuff. So she's got that all figured out with something about science, so that we can wait as long as possible to turn on the air conditioning in the spring, and as long as possible to turn on the heat in the winter. However, I do know that since we got all new windows, our house stays much more level because the heat and air isn't going in between our 90-year-old windows. So I think we've actually got it on now where it'll kick on at a certain point, but I don't know when it is. My guess is mid-60s probably.
Okay,
I know we keep it around 70. So I do mess with it from time to time.
In the comments,
and what I found is I kind of shot myself in the foot because I got us a smart thermostat, so you can do it from your phone. You can ask Alexa, but now when I mess with it, she gets notified. So I'm tattling on myself. And so I'll turn it. I'll be like 68, and then before I walk away, it'll go back to 70. I'm like, what the heck just happened? Because she's on it. No, not really. She doesn't actually do that, but she could. So we keep it around 70s. I think 70.
Okay, so in the comments, a lot of these are about the same. It's like 64,
okay, 60, yeah,
63,
66,
62, 60, 61. Okay, so 60.
15. Okay, yep.
Well, 15 Celsius. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. I agree, I think, with 60s, right? If you get into 55, it's really, really cold in your house. You might want to turn on the heat.
But then you could put on the big socks and
I have those on already.
Couple blankets.
Here's my thing though, and again, I'm complaining, but okay, so what time do you turn off your AC? Because for me, if I'm saying I don't need AC on at 75 all the way to 60, that's a big difference to wake up in the morning to.
Yeah, but in Illinois, but depending on the weather outside, you can play that with windows open and stuff.
No, my thing is waking up in the morning. I don't care about anything else.
Oh, in the morning.
When I wake up in the morning and I have to get out of bed to come host the really serious Daily Drop-In morning show, I'm either getting out of bed kind of warm and it's ugh, you slept and you were sweaty and not that good, or you're getting out and you're it is freezing in the house. Just saying. So
what was it this morning?
It is 66 according to the thermostat.
No, were you sweaty this morning or freezing this morning?
I was chilly. It was a nice chill.
A nice chilly?
It was a nice chilly.
So that was at 60 what?
66. So I'm worried if I get to 60, I'm gonna be an icicle.
Well, so maybe set your heat to kick on at 64-ish to keep you at the 66-ish range.
I just feel like that makes me sound like a baby. Like I can't handle 60.
You fit with like most of the other people. They're all around 63, 64. You're just like 1 to 2 degrees, baby. Like that's not.
Man.
Also, you're an adult and can make your own decisions, Ray.
Well, okay, guys.
Don't let everybody else pressure you.
I'm gonna do 61. I feel like I can, like rough it till then.
You're gonna push that 5 degree.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
That's why you have slippers.
Oh yeah, and I've got good slippers, like the ones that look like boot slippers.
The boots.
Yeah.
Your Uggs slippers.
It's a serious thing over here. Let me tell you. We've been all off this show. I appreciate us getting through these like really hard-hitting questions. If you didn't catch this at the beginning of this show, that would probably explain a lot to you. Jeff, really quick before we get into all the stuff, and Nikki's saying her house is 56 this morning. That's cold. Nikki, where do you live again? I should know this. Where does Nikki live? Do you know?
She's in PA.
Oh, it's cool.
Like or no, wait, she's in New York. Almost in PA.
Can I ask a question about PA? Because I didn't stay up. Did the Steelers win or lose?
I actually didn't even pay. I refused to watch everything yesterday because the Browns game was so bad.
Oh my god, it was so bad. 13 or 14 to 37 or 47.
Yeah, well, and the Browns played terribly, and the refs were terrible against them. So like it was like I was frustrated at the refs, but like but that wouldn't have necessarily changed it because they played terrible. I yelled Baker's name multiple times in my house. I'm like, throw the ball, Baker, or whatever. And then he got hurt, and I'm like, yeah, serves you right. Then I felt bad because that's really immature and stupid. And then I had to call him and I apologize. We had a good talk. He's doing all right.
Did you watch the Dallas New England game?
I watched part of it, but because I actually flipped. I watched part of it because I flipped from the Browns to there because I gotta watch some actual football. That's how I phrased it. But then I didn't look at all those different scores.
So. The last 20 minutes was like an epic. And Adam, I'm gonna geek out over sports really quick. Like the last 20 minutes, there was like 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes. It was like insane.
Can we do it?
And they went into overtime. And then.
But that's right. They did go in overtime.
What?
They did. They went in overtime, huh?
I watched it. Yes, they did. And did
you
know? Fun fact. Did you know in football that if they go into overtime, it's first to score? Because that's not the same in soccer. And I still thought I was.
Well, technically, it's not first to score if they score a field goal or they each get a possession first.
Yes, but They were on the second team's possession, which was the Cowboys, and the Cowboys scored, which is not the same in soccer. And I thought that my team, which was not the Cowboys at the time, was going to get more time because there was like 4 minutes left. And then
Pittsburgh won in overtime, looks like by a field goal.
Yeah. Which
is horrible because the Ravens won, Steelers won. I'm pretty sure since he even play, I don't know. So the Browns are falling down. I watched the earlier game, the morning game, which was over the ocean. And the Jags finally won a game with an awesome field goal.
It was at the Spurs stadium.
It was at Tottenham.
Who played? Yes, it's my favorite soccer team. They were in their stadium.
Yeah, but they're playing the wrong kind of football.
I know, but it was I want to be in that stadium so badly.
So I noticed something. Maybe someone who knows more about it can tell me. So I gotta imagine when they take the NFL over, I feel like they go full on like we're gonna do all the cliche American things for them.
Yeah.
I heard them playing Sweet Home Alabama at the end. I'm like, why are they playing Sweet Home Alabama over there? This just doesn't make any sense. I'm like, oh, I bet they have like, I don't know, like hot dogs and apple pie or like whatever. And like all the classic like U.S. music. Like I'm trying to think they probably go through all the stereotypes, whatever they think about us over here.
Do you think?
And they do that there. And it's like almost like going to Disney, but in America.
Do you think they play like take me out to the ball game in the middle of a football game? Do you think that
would be hilarious? No, they know baseball. Everyone knows baseball. Not everyone knows American football. That's why it's like a thing.
This is
we were like the traveling circus over there. Let's take football over there. And they're like, oh, what is this thing? Well, you don't kick it with your feet.
Let's do a quick summary real quick. It's 21 minutes in. We started the show wrong. We came back, I think, real quick after that commercial. We talked about weather. There was something else we talked about. I don't
Coffee.
remember.
We talked about coffee and
different
drinks and stuff. Crazy things kids say.
Yes.
Sandra was talking about death and stuff.
Yes.
But also presents. So it was good.
Should we just be done? I feel like we can't.
We should probably be done.
Yeah,
I think it's really important that we're done. I don't think this is going well.
Sorry, friends, but happy Monday, guys. October 18th. We love you. We appreciate you. There's no saving the show at this point. We understand if you need to go and maybe watch something that's valuable.
Yeah. What's that? Sorry, the broadcast booth is. Oh, they knew there was no saving it when they started, when they put us on it, so it's all good. They said just go with it, guys. It's good.
Guys, we're gonna try and fix this. I feel like, Jeff, we need to do holidays, good news quickly. We got to get into our theme, and more importantly than any other segment, we have to preview this week because we have like 9,500 guests that are coming on that are all outstanding.
That seems like a lot.
In a week? Why? You don't think we can do it?
How many are we doing?
Well, we're doing a guest every day.
You have 10 guests on every day, but like 6 segments of 10 different guests, 60 guests a day.
We're having 3 million guests on this week. It's going to be crazy.
I jumped a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like you're lying to us.
I wouldn't be. Okay, good news, like do music. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Happy daily drop-in. Please continue to drink your coffee and be frozen like Jeff Gargas because he thinks he's cool. Moving on, we have some holidays that we're going to be celebrating and some good news stories, all of which will hopefully brighten your day. Maybe you can bring it to your students to celebrate something wacky, and then we're going to get into the rest of the show to try and move forward. We're only running about 10 minutes late, and we've talked about nothing thus far, so we're happy to be here. Happy October 18th. Thank goodness Jeff is here, because really, if we had these shenanigans with anybody else, you all judge me. But because we're with Jeff, you can blame it on him.
Can we be honest here? If this hasn't brightened your day so far, you're a bad person. Like,
oh my God, no!
If this hasn't made you smile, then I'm sorry, but give it you're mean. You're just
I'm really upset, Jeff. We didn't get into how was your weekend? My weekend was good because I
went camping with my Cub Scouts this weekend. How have you not asked me about that?
I had a big weekend too. I want to talk about it. Can you give me the 30-second how was your weekend thing?
We went camping. We left Friday for camping with Cub Scouts. So my kids' first time camping. We trekked. We did night hikes, which they love. We had to trek in the rain to go up to the shooting range, but they learned how to shoot BB guns and archery. They both did awesome. Lots of s'mores. Yeah, that was it. Jacqueline lost her bracelet, a brand new bracelet she got in the woods on Saturday night and was devastated. And Daddy went out in the morning and trekked all around the woods, and somehow I found this thing. On top, because it was leaves. I mean, it was just a bed of leaves because we're in the woods, and I found it, and it was awesome. It was like one of those moments that you live for, where she's just like, oh, "Daddy's the best," and she told everyone about it and stuff. So, no, it was a good time. They had a blast. It was a lot of fun. Good weekend. And yours?
My weekend was absolutely insane, wonderful, phenomenal. I got to see Mark Rothko at the Art Institute, which was
cool,
coolest thing on the planet. It was my last, really was the last thing ever that I've ever said was on my bucket list, and I got to do it this weekend, and it was insane.
So you've already hit all your bucket list items?
Yeah, which is a separate conversation, really big story. But this was something that I knew I was going to do within the next 5 years. The only places to go see Mark Rothko paintings, like the type of paintings I want to see, was in DC and Paris. And I was like, perfect. I will go to DC at some point in the next 5 years for work. There's conferences there. I'll make it there. It'll be great. Yeah. And there is an exhibit in the Chicago Art Institute that somebody made me aware of. And I walked in and they had 4 paintings, and I only had the goal of seeing 1. They had 4 paintings, and it was.
We had to hit 1 to check it off.
I just needed to hit 1, and they had 4, and it was insane.
That's crazy. Wow. And what an accomplishment to hit that so just before your 40th. You really hit that before.
Exactly.
At 39 is really great.
I wish I was turning 40. I think those are people that have like age complexes, I'm judging you because like I can only tell you people doing cool stuff and like people that have really, really great lives that I'm envious of that I want to reach are all in like late 30s, 40s, 50s.
That's because in our society, it takes so long to make enough money to do those things. They have to be.
But people have that issue where they're like, I'm turning 30. And I'm like, I know, I'm waiting to like, let's go, get this over with. I got to get to the upper ages. That's where all the good stuff happens.
Yeah. I slept on a cot for 2 nights and I can't, I hate everything because I'm in so much pain right now.
I was going to ask you, I was like, you camping with your back sounded like
because I'm not 30 anymore.
It's not because you're not 30, but you got to go camping with your kids.
I know, I did. It really doesn't matter.
Kids at 30.
I will tell you though, they were bunk bed cots, and Jonathan and I slept. I slept on a bottom, and he slept on another bottom so that he could see me. The second night, kids slept up top first, and the kids on the one on top of my bunk was the last kid to settle down for the night. Like,
of course, yeah. Because that's your luck.
It was rough.
Yeah, that's
cool. Anyway. So that's cool that you got to go to the art museum. That's awesome.
Well, and I'm glad you got to see so much fun camping. That's awesome.
It was good. It was a good weekend.
Yeah, very, very good weekend, and totally recommend if anybody goes to Chicago and needs to go to the Art Institute and needs to be shown around the Mark Rothko exhibit, call me.
I'm coming to the Chicago area soon. Is it still going to be there? I'm not that close.
It's going to be there. Fun fact: it's going to be there till January 15th. But there's
where's that at? Is that downtown?
Yeah, the Chicago Art Institute. It's like literally in Millennium Park. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah. I've been there with the big designs out front.
You know that movie or that moment where you like have something that you want to accomplish, you like feel like you've worked to get there in some regard, and then you have like that moment where you get it or you accomplish it. There's no explaining that. Like it was so cool, like round the corner. It's like,
you're like done.
Right there. Yeah. So cool. Anyway.
Is he selling any of his stuff? Are they selling any of his stuff like in NFT? Or anything?
I don't think you can buy his artwork.
You can't buy his artwork at all.
No, it's like priceless. It's like, it's like any massive artist, like Picasso, like they're all just like completely.
You can buy those things.
You can. If you're a billionaire and you're watching the show, call me. Call me up. I would sell my soul. So if you could make that happen. I actually have a spot in my apartment that would really look great with the Rothko on it. So just saying, you know what? If I had a Rothko, I'd put it right here for you all to see it.
Right there.
And they're massive. So I'd have to like move my chair and it would be like.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. We have some holidays that we need to celebrate today, and we are 27 minutes in, and I know each and every one of you only tune into the show, so you know what holidays to celebrate. First one is that it's National Chocolate Cupcake Day, obviously the priority of the day. So what should everyone do today, Jeff, to celebrate National Chocolate
Eat a chocolate cupcake, clearly.
Go eat a cupcake. I don't know how
to
to
support your local cupcake company, business, bakery.
Yeah.
We'll say bakery.
Also, did you know, Jeff, do you shave every morning? Is that personal?
No, I don't shave every morning.
You have any
That's one thing I have is even though I'm almost 40, my hair still comes in like I'm 12.
Okay. Are you
usually every other day?
Okay,
but I don't. But it's like I have stubble right now, and I don't mind it. Like, but once I can start seeing.
Well, you need to go shave because today is National No Beard Day. So
I don't have a beard, so I'm safe.
Baby face.
As you can tell, I'm still okay.
Yep. So, of all the holidays today, those are the two I think that each one of us obviously needed to know about this morning.
The most important one is posted in the comments.
Posted in the comments that you're going to go eat.
No.
What?
Most important holidays posted in the comments.
Oh, this one right here. Anniversary.
That one right there.
Yes, Bree and Brian's anniversary. Bree is an incredible ambassador and family member. I don't even know how to describe Bree. She's just like our better half in every shape of the word. And it's her anniversary. That's so fun.
Happy anniversary, Bree and Brian. And Bree congrats to Bree. She just got accepted for the Buckeye, what's it called? It's the Buckeye Book Fair, which is like a pretty exclusive book fair in Ohio. She's applied multiple times. Like most people who apply to get rejected. And they said, come on down this year. So Super excited.
Love it. And I love the 2 B's, like Bree and Brian. Oh, so cute. Yeah, love them. Happy anniversary. We want to know how many years. That's so exciting. I don't know how long they've been married, but a while. They've got, a clutter of kids. So there's a bunch.
So since Bree's our better half, does that make Brian like is he like a better quarter? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Moving on, we also have a good news story. I thought this one was interesting, but I don't want to focus too long on it because I know we need to get to our theme and recapping our week. This is something that has to do with wine.
13 years, that's Bree.
13 years. Oh, cool. Okay, so this story does have to do with wine, but it actually has to do with a really interesting use of animals. So I think we can use this in some way, and this is a good science article. California vineyards that once used only toxic chemicals to protect their vines are now using nesting owls. So they go through these vineyards in California that used to spray dangerous chemicals across their vineyards to ensure that bugs and other animals can eat their product, now are importing owls to live on the property to protect the vineyard vines. So it was a really interesting article. I know it has to do with wine, which typically we wouldn't talk about on the show or encourage you to bring into your classrooms. However, it was a really interesting opportunity to look at. They're bringing in over 300 barn nesting owls to be part of these vineyards, and they are beautiful birds.
So let's say someone was a fan of owls and wants to protect owls and support owls. A way to do that would now be to buy wine. Because if those vineyards are selling a lot of wine, they need to keep their vineyards and possibly grow them, which means they have to get more owls, which is good for the owls. So wine drinkers, saving animals. You're welcome.
Okay.
No?
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're a genius.
If I buy more wine, they have to have more vines, which means bigger vineyards, which means either more pesticide or more owls. So my wine that I'm drinking right now is supporting owls. You're welcome, owls.
That is not wine in your mug. It is 7:34 Eastern. You are not drinking wine this morning. That would be very inappropriate. You're drinking coffee, and we appreciate that you're drinking coffee. I'm really enjoying my coffee, but it's almost gone. These past few days, I've drank it too quickly on the show, and then it's empty, and it really brings you down.
I'm curious if anybody thinks that I'm drinking wine or not.
No, you are a professional, Jeff Gargas. Let's not spread any inappropriate rumors. There's a lot of rumors already about you. We don't need to add that rumor to it.
Okay.
Wait. So I heard a rumor that you were actually married to Chad when we first met. And I thought that that was the coolest rumor ever. I think
lots of people, not necessarily people that knew us, but lots of people thought that. We traveled so much together that we often wondered if people thought that we were a couple. And we're like, yeah, that's all good.
I once received an email, and I feel like that needs to go down in Teach Better history, where they were inviting Chad to do professional development, and they were like, you can bring your wife, Ray. And Chad had to write back being like, she's not my wife. I'm not married to her.
Did that really happen? I don't remember that.
That totally happened. I could find that email. Yeah.
So they thought you were his wife over me being his husband.
Yeah.
That's not, I've been here way longer than you. I'm
so
not okay
sorry.
with that at all.
I didn't write the email.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
Well, whatever.
But there's a lot about you. Drinking wine at 7 a.m. is
all right, can we get into our theme? Because this is getting way off track again.
A theme? We do have a theme this week. We'll get into that. And then we have to recap the week more than anything else. Preview.
I think we should recap the week today. And then on Friday, you and Brad should give a preview of this week. Because that just makes sense for how we started all this.
I'm clicking the button.
All right. What's up, Teach Better family? Welcome back to Daily Drop-In. Well, we are live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and yes, Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern time or earlier if you're in Ray's time. We are into what is probably the best most incredible Monday morning daily drop-in that has ever existed. This has been phenomenal. The professionalism, the leadership shown this morning. You're welcome. Megan Wells is here, so we need to fill the comments with green hearts. That's just what we do. It's the rule. And Ray has something else to say. Yes, Miss Ewart.
I got to meet with Megan Wells via a Zoom call, and Megan Wells right now, I got that was on Friday or something. Anyway, Megan is feeling fine, but has lost her voice. And I was saying that she sounds really sexy because she lost her voice.
She like Phoebe when Phoebe has a cold and wants to sing that way.
That's what we talked about, the episode of Friends. And so Megan, please in the comments, we'd love to hear is your voice back? Did you rest this weekend? I encouraged her to not talk all weekend to rest her voice, but she really sounded, I was that's real big teacher problems when you completely lose your voice, but you have to give directions all day.
Megan, if you have a minute this morning on a Monday, because I know you're probably not doing anything. Teachers don't have busy Mondays. If you could record just a short video of yourself playing Smelly Cat, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be so good.
Anyway, on that note, this week's theme is Brandon tips. Mark, I should have looked and I didn't. Is it Brandon tips or Mark? It's Brandon tips for your school or your class. Is what was
I read that, Jeff, and I wasn't sure how we were doing that because I forgot our plan. And then Brad Hughes came in with the win on Friday. He's like, "Oh, Ray, it's crafting and sharing your story either at a classroom level or a district or building level." And I was like, "Good work, Brad. That is what it is."
My thing is when I saw that, I said, "Oh, school or classroom." I said, "Oh, this is easy. We just go to raise 3 to 5 things." It's the same thing that we tell people all the time.
It's true.
From a school level, a district level, in a classroom, it's the same thing, just different audiences.
Yeah.
So with that said, Ray, can you break that down? So what I'm referring to, anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, Ray and I do a lot of meeting with folks that might be, maybe they're publishing a book or they're getting ready to release a podcast, our podcasters, sometimes our speakers, teammates, whatever, that are trying to do something, entrepreneurial spirit, or have some sort of something that they would need to brand or market. And we meet a lot of time with them. And Ray had found this sort of way of explaining how to figure out what it should be. And now I would like you to share that with us. I just call it your 3 to 5 thing.
And I think it's good. I call it the 3 to 5 thing. It really needs a title, but I think it's just a good activity to do. And I think it's a good activity, even if you don't plan on acting on it, friends. Even this morning, think through it, whether you decide to really craft up the right story or narrative of your classroom that you're going to share out to your community or not. It's just good to think through. So there, in simplest form, you want to come up with 3 to 5 things that when somebody thinks of you, and if we're talking about social media, if somebody wants to think of your profile, whether it be your personal profile, your classroom profile, your building profile, your district profile, what's the narrative? What's the story? What are the 3 to 5 things that you want them to think of when you pop into their heads? And this could be a specific, really, really tiny saying, okay, my Twitter profile. When they think of my Twitter handle, what can they expect from me? What do I want them to think of? Or this could be across all platforms at a very large scale. But what I like about it, Jeff, is that it kind of gets you thinking about what story, what narrative you not only want them to think of in a specific post or instance, but on a much larger scale. So if I was going to ask you, Jeff, 3 to 5 things, can you give me one thing that when somebody thinks, okay, Jeff Gargis, what do you want them to think of?
Entrepreneurship.
Okay, right. That's something you're very passionate about. It's something that you're willing to share on. So what we do then is that when you have that list of 3 to 5 things, entrepreneurship being one of them, the hope would be those 3 to 5 things is what you craft your entire profile around. So your bio, you're even choosing photos. Your photo should connect to those 3 to 5 things. And the content you share, the posts you share, should all kind of fall into categories of those 3 to 5 things. Now, you have to be careful when you're doing this. And I know that when we've coached different people throughout this process, it looks a little bit different for everybody. But these 3 to 5 things don't need to be really, really, really specific. It can be 3 to 5 things that are general buckets that your content's going to fall within. So entrepreneurship is a huge bucket that fits perfectly in those 3 to 5 things.
Yeah, and I want to touch on so we should have done this at the beginning. That's my fault. When we say the word brand, the key to remember with brand is it's not a logo, a picture, a photo, your mascot, anything like that. Your brand is the way what people think of, like Ray's been talking about, and how people feel when they think of whatever this is, whether that's your social media, like your Twitter profile, like in Ray's example, or your school or your classroom. And one note I want to know is like we talked about. I love you that you touched on like from your classroom out to community, because that's such an important piece. But you can think about this the same way when you think about your classroom. What do you want kids to think about, and how do you want them to feel when they enter your classroom or when they think about Miss Hewitt's classroom? It's the same thing. What are those 3 to 5 things that you want kids to feel? You want them to feel welcome? Do you want them to feel challenged? Do you want them to feel whatever that might include, whatever that is? Like, it's the same thing. So when you're designing your room, when you're working on the content, right, which would be all things in your room, including the way in which you interact with your students, it's all about what are those 3 to 5 things that I want them to take away and to feel and think of.
Well, and I so appreciate that, Jeff, because you're really highlighting the need for you to identify your audience so you can think of your 3 to 5 things. Yeah. Now, you might have multiple audiences that you're choosing to connect with, right? Students could be an audience. Your stakeholders could be an audience. Leadership. I mean, all those different pieces. But as you're kind of crafting what your story is going to be, your brand, specifically with social media, who's going to be consuming your content, once you identify who that group is or who that group you want to focus on, then what are those 3 to 5 things that you want them to think of? What's that story? And I mean, I think we can kind of do some examples. Are you willing to brainstorm some examples here really quick, Jeff?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to start first with Teach Better, because Teach Better obviously is something that we all are consuming right now. And we do this activity once a quarter to ensure that our content, our messaging, our story, our quote unquote brand stays on point. And so I would love to hear in the comments, like we'll do a really quick activity if you can participate with us for a moment. When you think of the Teach Better team, what do you think of? What comes to mind? Ooh. Because hopefully what comes to mind is in our 3 to 5 buckets. And if it's not, then we aren't doing a good job crafting our message, our story, our content into the way that we want you to kind of be consuming our brand. So I would love to see some in the comments to see when we say Teach Better team, or we say, oh, there's a Teach Better team event, or there's a Teach Better team piece of content, or what do you think of when you hear that Jeff Gargis is going to be on live or Ray Hewitt's going to be live? What do you think of? And then the hope would be that whatever you're typing in the comments right now, hopefully, because you love us and you're participating in this activity, whatever you're thinking of is actually something that we really want you to be considering.
Quick side note, if you are listening right now and you're unable to type in the comments, just yell it. In your car, walking on the hall, just yell it, and that'll work too. So,
well, and the hope would be that, Jeff, if you did this at a classroom level, right? If you were like, I'm a classroom teacher, let's pretend like you teach 6th grade math randomly, and you're saying, okay, what do I want my students to think of when I say Miss Hewitt's classroom? Like, what should come to mind? I'm going to tell you that my students are going to tell you really loud music, super high energy, like they're going to say something about conferencing, because like conferencing is such a big deal, like conversation, explaining your thinking. Those 3 things, whether I get to 5 or not, are exactly what I want students to be thinking of, that it's a fun environment, high energy, that they have to, explain the rigor behind the work they're doing. That's a cool brand to carry as a classroom teacher.
Yeah. Yes. Ray, give me one of the things that you think when you think Teach Better.
When I think Teach Better, I really hope that people think growth, honestly. Like, whether it's professional growth, personal growth, I think a big focus of the Teach Better team continues to be, and this was far before I even joined the Teach Better team, when it was you and Chad busting your butts to try and change education, what was it, 6 years ago? It has always been focused on being a little bit better today than you were yesterday, and a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. And that could be in your personal life or your professional life. I really hope that is a focus. And the other thing is family. We say it a lot. Our Teach Better family is really important to us. Our community, our network is really important to us. And we hope that, this daily drop-in has been a complete waste of time, we know, for many of you. But we love you guys. You know that we are constantly like acting goofy and making jokes because this is the best way to start your morning, in community with other people, remembering that life's too short and we should laugh and enjoy life with others. And so there's a lot of pieces, obviously, to the Teach Better quote unquote brand, but those two are really important to me.
I like it. I'm seeing professional growth, grid, structured shenanigans, which I think is going to needs to be put into somewhere in writing. Intentional content, mastery learning, student-driven practices. You said family. The ones that were in my head were family/support. So yes. I hope that when you think Teach Better, you think support, or I am supported, or you feel supported. I think is a big one. And then I think connected, which goes into that as well, is a big piece of that too.
Well, and it's funny, like obviously the Teach Better team exists to help with that support, right? We do professional development. We partner with school districts around the country, and we provide PD for teachers. But I also like that is on the list, but it's not the first two things I necessarily hope you think of. Yes, that's what we do. Yes, that's how we like enact change. But we also really believe in just the mindset of growth. The Teach Better mindset is a huge focus for us, and the mindset of being able to have a family to be there to support you. I mean, that's just important to us. So it's cool.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to talk about brand this week because our guests are all very different perspectives of education, but they all work in branding, which is kind of weird. It's so cool.
Can we take a look at the week?
Yeah. Should we like
let's look at the week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that. Upcoming this week. All right, Jeff, I don't know if you know this, but this week is going to be insane. And today was probably like the worst show ever. So I'm hoping we got all the like mistakes and fumbles out this morning of the whole week, because we need to be on this week. I'm just saying.
Can I share something? This is truthful. I have stopped looking at the week. When I look at my week, I try really hard not to look at who's the guest, because I want to find out right now, like, why we're doing this on Mondays. So I did see one of them this week, but I didn't look at the other one. So like,
Wait, did you see?
I'm here with everyone else. Did
you see who's tomorrow?
No.
Oh man. Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah. I think now I'm not sure. I was sure. Now I'm like 40%.
Tomorrow we are going to talk about finding your sound with Mickey Smith Jr.
Mickey's coming on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mickey Smith Jr. is so cool.
I think he's
wow.
I know.
That's going to be a good one.
An insane conversation. I actually am not. You should know, friends. I believe that a core value in my life is not interrupting Mickey Smith Jr. And if he talks for the entire hour and we get through no segments, I'm not apologizing. That's my life tomorrow.
No. I was going to say, Mickey's very similar to a Chad in the sense of put a quarter in and just step back. Just
because sometimes when you interview somebody like on a show like this, you need to have a lot of questions prepped. You need to really know how to kind of facilitate the conversation. I want you guys to know that if I say 2 words and then I say nothing else the rest of the show, it will be the best show of all time.
Yeah, you literally need to just be like, hi, welcome Daily Drop-In.
Jeff just muted
If you can't tell, I muted myself. and just be done. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I know. And I think it's perfect because Mickey Smith Jr. is all about finding your sound. And what he means by that is really finding your voice, what you're going to advocate for, and how you're going to make
finding your brand.
It's going to be perfect for crafting your brand at whatever level. And again, when we talk about this all week, it might be the brand of your classroom, but it might be the brand of you as an educator. Like, let's make sure that you are self-aware during this experience and thinking through, what do I want my legacy, my story to be, and how it's perceived by others. This is going to be a really fun topic.
That's cool.
Yep. So then Wednesday, it gets even better because we have a daily drop-in with John Miller. John Miller is an
okay.
incredible educator that's going to be bringing so much stinking value. I need to email both of these people to be like, just as a reminder, make sure you show up because I'm so stinking excited to talk to you. And then, of course, because it, can't get better than that, Thursday, Evan Robb is joining us.
Evan, wow. Evan is awesome. Wow, this is a good week.
I know. Boy. And Evan is going to be somebody who can speak to branding at a district level, which I think will be so interesting. I don't know that I've ever had a conversation with somebody who cares so much about brand and is at that district level to really share the story of
Evan's he's an author as well. So he's got like such a cool, piece of it.
And then spoiler alert, Fridays with Brad Hughes.
I'm sitting here thinking, man, if I'm Brad Hughes, I'm considering calling off Friday.
No, why? No. I need Brad on Fridays. He's my
guy. Brad will be Brad is going to be awesome. Brad is one of those people that I think I'm like, you know what? We wanted people to feel connected and supported and inspired. Brad was a good pick. Like, I don't watch Fridays anymore because I'm like, I get so upset because I'm like, it used to be Jeff and Ray, and now it's Ray and Brad, and I'm like, what did I do?
I'm telling you, I love starting my week with you, and I love ending my week with Brad. But Brad made a comment because he's the nicest man on the planet. Made a comment when we were together like for a social thing that was virtual on Friday evening for our team. And he took a moment, which was so generous. He's like, Ray, you're so good at interviewing people. I really enjoy blah, blah, blah. Like he was so kind. And literally he's been in the back of my mind this entire show. I really hope Brad's not watching the show because today I didn't facilitate very well at all. And I don't want Brad to think that this is the game I'm going to bring on Friday. Because on Friday, Brad, I'm warmed up. I'm ready for our
So to be fair to you, this is supposed to be Mondays as you and I co-hosting together. You're not supposed to be interviewing me. So
and then we just get
Brad, she's good. You'll be fine, buddy. I have faith.
I think he's going to lose faith in me and be like, Ray, I can't do daily drop-in anymore. You're a mess on Mondays.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
This week is going to be really good. I'm very excited for tomorrow. Mickey Smith Jr. is going to be insane, and Evan Robb's going to be insane, and John Miller's going to be insane. I don't know how I'm going to make it through the week. I did do a notice to our community on Friday that if I didn't make it through the week, that was why. And I was kind of requesting a wellness check halfway through, so... Just saying, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Anything else cool happened this week? Like, I don't know, Wednesday?
Okay, I have something going on Wednesday that I don't think you know about, so I'm gonna go with, I'm not sure. Are you talking about Brain Break?
We have Brain Break, but which actually I'm not gonna be on. Dave's gonna have a special guest. No, something else has happened with the team on Wednesday that has to do with you. That clearly you're now remembering.
Okay, I do know what you're talking about. But you made me really nervous because I have like
What is going on Wednesday? Now you made me very interested now. What is going on Wednesday that we shouldn't know about?
I am not.
Y'all, friends, give me a second. I'm going to check Ray's calendar here for a second.
Okay. Yes, Jeff. Thank you. We have a Teach Better course coming out on Wednesday that we're really
Really, Ray?
What?
Is that really happening?
Stop it. Stop.
There's nothing on the calendar. I tried, guys.
I don't put all my life on my calendar. Okay. The point is, we have a Teach Better course coming out on Wednesday that I totally forgot about that I'm so excited for all of you to see. Our new course that's coming out on Wednesday is made by, well, I was happy to help, but the main feature is the one and only Katie Miglin. And Katie Miglin is incredible on our team. We're talking about parent-teacher conferences, but we put a spin on it. We're really focusing on incorporating student voice in parent-teacher conferences. So that will be out on Wednesday in the Academy. I cannot wait.
I love it. If you already have the Academy membership, it's just going to appear in your My Courses dashboard. So that's awesome.
And I think Katie and Dave are going live.
They're going live that evening, yes.
Yeah. So it's going to be fabulous to be able to.
So bonus on Wednesdays, you also get Katie Miglin live and 2 doses of Dave Schmittou.
And so wait, I'll be live in the morning with John Miller, and then you and Dave will be live for.
Well, I'm not gonna be live. I have a conflict, so Dave will have a special guest Wednesday.
Whoa! Special guest Wednesday, Brain Break
to be announced. Or not announced, actually be shown. Yeah.
And then Schmitto and Katie Miglin live. That's 3 live.
Schmitty and the Migs. It's the new band.
Schmitty
the hottest new thing on town. Schmitty and the Migs.
I would totally go see that band.
It's like a big band, with the horns and everything. Yeah.
Wait, what's your conflict on Wednesday? Where are you Wednesday night?
Jacqueline has a doctor's appointment that we have to go to.
Oh.
And I don't think I'm gonna be home in time, so I thought I'd cover it by letting Dave know early this morning that he has to find a replacement.
There we go.
It's really on top of things.
Big guest to be announced soon. I love it. That's awesome. I do think we should probably tell Dave it shouldn't be Katie Miglin, because then Katie Miglin and Dave will be live twice in like a 2-hour period. That's a little obnoxious.
I have a feeling Dave's gonna go find someone that we're not thinking of.
Yeah, I'm not available, so
typically he pulls someone out like a Carly Spina or something, and you're like, whoa, okay, let's have Jeff have conflicts more often.
Wait, so I'm not spilling news, but I talked to Carly Spina on some day recently. I have no idea, and she has some big stuff going on in about a month.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about, but that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let everyone else figure it out on their own.
Anywho, for all you friends, we hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday. It is October 18th, and we hope you enjoyed the terrible shenanigans. If you are just tuning in a few minutes late into our show, I recommend skipping the first half an hour of this 56-minute time together. And we can't wait to kick off an incredible week. It should be good. What?
Can we leave him with a challenge?
Oh, man, we're supposed to do that on Mondays, too.
Can we challenge him with something? Well, sometimes we do. Well, we don't have this. We don't have to follow the script.
Go ahead. What would you like to challenge them with?
I'd love to challenge everyone to think about those 3 to 5 things that you want people, whether that's people out in the world, your community, your stakeholders, your colleagues, your leadership, or your students, to think about and feel when they think of your classroom or of you. And I would really love if you shared it out on social media, tag the team, and you don't have to put anything else if you don't want to. You can literally just list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can put things I hope people think about me. However you want to do it. I just would really love to see a bunch of words, a bunch of ideas. That'd be really cool to see. So that's my challenge, everyone. I love to see that. Make sure you tag at Teach Better Team on that, and hashtag Daily Drop, and would help us make sure we understand what the heck you're talking about. So,
yes,
anyway.
And if you want feedback on them, let Jeff and I know. We provide feedback all the time on these, and sometimes that's helpful. So if you're thinking of your 3 to 5 things throughout the week and you're tweeting that out this morning, I'd love to know if you're looking for any reflection on that. It'd be great.
And lastly, if anybody's looking for something fun to do, we're going to be replacing our Monday morning daily drop-in host. So we are currently looking for that.
Does that mean that we're replacing you or me?
Hosts. We're both gone.
Candace Miller is in the comments. Maybe she can host in the morning.
Candace could probably do pretty much anything.
She'd be a great host, I think. Absolutely. Megan Wells was also here. Adam was here. We had Bree was here.
Happy anniversary, Bree.
Brad, Christy. Yeah, happy anniversary, Bree. We love you. All right. Okay. We hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you later. Bye, friends. I don't know which button to click. See you later.